Hey, SKOL Nation. What's up, my fellow Vikings diehards? It's your passionate purple warrior here, fired up and ready to dive into the latest Vikings news that's got my heart pounding like a Sam Darnold deep ball. Imagine this. As our boys wrap up a brutal 2025 season at 4-8, the front office isn't just sitting back. They're hunting for that hidden gem to turn the tide. Teaser alert. 5 fresh faces just stormed US Bank Stadium for workouts, including CFL beasts and speed demons who could light up our offense. Stick with me, because this could be the spark we need to keep Justin Jefferson smiling and our Super Bowl dreams alive. Who's ready to break it down? You know, with the season mercifully winding down and spots opening on the practice squad. Say goodbye to Desmond Ridder and Corey Kiner. The timing couldn't be sweeter for injecting some new blood. NFL insider Aaron Wilson dropped the bomb. The Vikings worked out Quinton Barrow, Elijah Cooks, Joaquin Davis, Jalen Hutchings, and Dont Myers. We're talking an offensive lineman, a defensive beast, and a trio of receivers who could stretch the field like nobody's business. At 4-8, yeah, it stings, but this is us building for that top 10 draft pick while eyeing immediate depth, because who wouldn't want more weapons around JJ? Folks, let's get real. Our O-line's been a war zone with injuries all year, and that QB mess has everyone on edge. But these workouts, they're a lifeline, a whisper of hope in the cold Minnesota wind. Picture Barrow anchoring the right tackle like a fortress, or Myers fresh off a Grey Cup when bringing that big game fire. What do you think, SKOL fam? Could one of these guys sneak onto the practice squad and surprise us? Drop your hot takes in the comments. I want to hear if you're as pumped as I am. All right, Purple Pride. Let's zoom in on the man who's got scouts buzzing. Receiver Joaquin Davis, the 6 feet 4 inches speedster who could be our next deep threat nightmare for defenses. This guy's a former Bronco who flew under the radar, but his pre-draft hype was electric, height, length, and a scorching 4.3640 that makes DBs weep. Teaser. Unrefined routes? Sure, but you can't coach that frame, and in a WR room starving for size, Davis might just carve out a role that opens lanes for Jefferson. Hang tight. We're unpacking why he's got Vikings news headlines screaming potential. Davis checks all the boxes for that X factor. Elite speed paired with rare length means he can high-point balls like a giraffe swatting flies, stretching defenses thin and creating underneath chaos. Sure, his route running needs polish and catch consistency is a work in progress, but come on. In a league where athletic freaks get chances, this is the kind of upside that keeps GMs up at night. We've seen it before. Raw talent molded into purple gold, like when we snagged Jordan Addison and watched him explode for over 1,000 yards as a rook. Now, with JJ voicing frustrations over the QB carousel, Sam one week, JJ McCarthy sideline the next. Adding a towering compliment like Davis feels like genius. Imagine the duo. Jefferson's precision routes with Davis bombing down the seam, forcing safeties to pick their poison. It's not fixing today, but it's chipping away at tomorrow. Vikings fans, hit me. Would you slot Davis in over our current depth chart guys? Let's debate in the comments. Your voice keeps this fire burning. Shifting gears, SKOL Squad, but keeping the receiver heat on. Enter Elijah Cooks, another 6 feet 4 inches tower of talent at 215 pounds, who's already tasted NFL action with the Jags and Eagles. This dude's got that big body presence we crave, turning 4 targets into 3 grabs for 38 yards in limited snaps last couple seasons. Teaser. More special teams reps than offense? That's untapped gold for a Vikings squad needing versatile pieces. Could he be the red zone monster to ease JJ's load? Buckle up. This workout's got layers of intrigue straight from Vikings news. Cooks isn't just size. He's got that gritty, do-it-all vibe. Outsnapping on specials means he's got the wheels and toughness to contribute day one, even if the passing game's catching up. Undrafted out of San Jose State in 2023, he cracked Jacksonville's roster as a rook before the cuts bit. But those flashes? Pure purple potential. In a season where we've rotated WRs like a bad playlist, his 215-pound frame could bully corners and seal blocks on the edge. Think about it. Our receiving core has been JJ dependent, with Addison nursing tweaks and others inconsistent. Enter Cooks to add that vertical stretch and physicality. It's workouts like this that scream Kwesi Adolfomen's vision. Stockpile athletes who fit the scheme. Hey, fellow fans, what's your gut on Cooks? practice squad stash, or preseason audition? Sound off below. Your passion fuels these deep dives. Whoa, hold up, Vikings faithful, we can't skip the CFL crossover king. Myers, the 5 feet 10 inches, 190-pound slot wizard who just hoisted the Grey Cup with 65 catches, 1,056 yards, and 8 TDs. This guy's a proven playmaker in big spots, fresh off Saskatchewan's championship run. Teaser, smaller stature, massive production. Could he be the quick-twitch complement to our tall trees, igniting screens and slants? Stay locked in. This Vikings news nugget's got that underdog story we all crave. Myers thrives in the chaos. His yards after catch ability turned routine dumps into chunk plays up north, and that Grey Cup pedigree. It's the kind of clutch gene that translates south. Think Adam Thielen 2.0, reliable and relentless. At 5 feet 10 inches, he's no red zone giant, but in Kevin O'Connell's motion-heavy attack, his elusiveness could exploit soft zones and keep defenses honest. With our 4 to 8 skid highlighting WR inconsistencies, hello, dropped passes and stalled drives. Myers represents low-risk, high-reward depth. Imagine him zipping out of the backfield, syncing with a mobile QB to flip the script. SKOL Nation, question time. Myers as a practice squad IR signing, or does he force his way up? Your comments could predict the next breakout. Let's hear it. All right, let's fortify the trenches, Purple Warriors. Quinton Barrow, the 6 feet 6 inches, 331-pound road grader from Hamilton's Tiger Cats, who's all about that All-East Division dominance. This beast started all 18 games at right tackle, anchoring the CFL's top O-line with pancake blocks that'd make Cam Robinson nod in approval. Teaser. Our injury-riddled line needs beef like yesterday. Could Barrow be the plug-and-play depth to stabilize the pocket? Dive deeper with me. Vikings news is buzzing on this one. Barrow's built for the grind. At 331 pounds, he's got the mass to stonewall edge rushers, and his 18-start Ironman streak screams durability. Perfect for a Vikings unit that's shuffled more bodies than a deck of cards this year. Fresh from the CFL, where he earned hardware, his footwork and leverage could translate quick in Brian O'Neill's shadow. We've bled points from O-line woes, sacks galore, runs stuffed at the line, and with Ed Ingram's ups and downs, Barrow's arrival feels like a sigh of relief. Best case? He bulks the practice squad, ready for January's 90-man roster wars. Fans, what's the verdict? Barrow starter material or rotational rock? Spill in the comments. Your insights sharpen our edge. Defensive flip now, SKOL fam, Jalen Hutchings, the 6 feet 0 inches, 305-pound Texas Tech product and ex-Bear, who's a squat, explosive DT ready to clog lanes. Calgary Stampeders unleashed him in the CFL, where his quick first step wrecked backfields like clockwork. Teaser. In a D-line rotating through fatigue, could Hutchings be the interior disruptor to pair with Hunter and company? Hang on. This workout's packing punch per Vikings news. Hutchings isn't flashy, he's functional fury. That 305-pound frame low to the turf means he's eating double teams and shedding for stops, with college tape showing 4.5 sacks and constant QB pressure. Post-Bears waiver, his CFL detour honed the motor, turning him into a run-stuffer with pass rush pop. Our 4 to 8 reality? A defense gassed by miles, needing fresh legs to sustain Brian Flores blitzes. Hutchings fits like a glove, potentially spelling Harrison Phillips without missing a beat. It's these under-the-radar ads that build contenders. Purple Pride, poll time. Hutchings to the practice squad. Yes or no? Your votes in the comments keep the conversation roaring. Back to the pass game, Vikings diehards. Circling back to Joaquin Davis, but let's peel the onion on his separation sauce. That 4.36 speed isn't hype. It's highlight reel material from OTAs that had scouts drooling. Teaser. Unrefined? Maybe, but pair that with our scheme and he's stretching seems like Jordan Addison on steroids. Why does this matter now? Because Vikings news whispers of WR tweaks amid the QB storm. Davis's ceiling? Sky high. His length snags contested catches, and that foot quickness fakes out coverage for yards after catch. Raw, yes, but moldable under O'Connell's tutelage. In a draft class loaded with QBs, free agency looms, and this workout's our scout for budget gems. With Jefferson's contract ticking, $136 million extension, but patience thinning. Davis could be the chess move. Draw top coverage, free JJ underneath. It's forward-thinking football. Hey, SKOL squad, dream lineup. Davis opposite JJ? Yay or nay in the comments. Let's build that wish list. Elijah Cook's deep dive part 2. Those 38 yards on 3 catches? Modest but efficiency kings. 12.7 yards per grab screams big play bent. Teaser. Jags cut stung, but Eagles' interest lingers. Now Vikings eyeing him for special teams gold that transitions to offense. This is Vikings news at its gritty best, stories of persistence. Cooks' toolkit shines in bursts. Contested grabs over smaller DBs, thanks to that 215-pound build, and his special teams snaps over 200 last year, mean immediate value. No learning curve on coverage units. Undrafted grit? That's purple blood. Our WR depth chart's a patchwork quilt. Valdez-Scantling streaky, Nwangwu versatile but not elite, and Cooks plugs holes without breaking the bank. Imagine him returning kicks into WR reps. Fans, rate him 1 to 10 for Vikings fit. Comments section, your turn. Dom Myers spotlight. Grey Cup MVP vibes with 8 scores. That's not luck. It's separation artistry on slants and crosses. Teaser. 1,056 yards in the CFL? Translate half to NFL, and he's our third down dagger. Vikings news loves these import tales. Could he spark a receiving renaissance? Myers' YAC prowess over 500 yards after catch fits KOC's RPO world. Dodging tackles like a running back in pads. At 5 feet 10 inches, he's the anti-JJ. Quick, shifty, perfect for bunch formations that confuse zones. Season's woes. Ranked 22nd in passing efficiency. Scream for separators, and Myers' championship poise calms the chaos. Low-cost ad? High-impact win. SKOL Nation, would you start Myers week 1 next year? Honest takes below. Quinton Barrow trenches talk. All East nod means elite. 0 sacks allowed in 18 starts, per PFF CFL metrics. Teaser. 6 feet 6 inches with 331 pounds? He's a mauler who seals edges for McCaffrey-like runs. Vikings news hails him as O-line savior amid our turnover turmoil. Barrow's anchor strength. Pass pro grade of 85+, holding premier rushers at bay. Ideal for protecting whoever's under center post Darnold. Hamilton's line led the league in rushing. His pull blocks popped big gains. Injuries felled Garrett Bradbury backups. Barrow's depth prevents repeats, buying time for draft hauls. Beef up front, win games. Purple Warriors. Barrow versus current Artis. Who starts? Debate in comments. Jalen Hutchings Havoc. Texas Tech Havoc with 7 TFL's senior year. Bears camp buzzed on his bull rush. Teaser. 305 pounds of torque. Could disrupt like Danielle Hunterlight inside? Vikings news tracks these D-line diamonds in the rough. Hutchings' low pad level. Sheds blocks for 3 sacks in CFL, run D grade 78, stops grinders cold, frees LBs. Post-college, his pro day 5.140 belied power. Flores scheme devours interior pressure. Hutchings feeds it, easing edge wear. 4 to 8D ranks 18th. This UPS disruption. Fans, Hutchings rotation role? Yes. Comment why. Workout ripple effects. Pair Davis and Cooks for Twin Towers. 6 feet 4 inches duo averages 4.4 speed per combines. Teaser. Stretch field top bottom. Middling Myers for chains. Vikings news dreams of this WR overhaul. This trio's versatility. Davis vertical, Cooks red zone, Myers slot. Complements JJ's 1,200-yard pace despite chaos. Stats say tall WR's force plus 10% safety help. QB uncertainty amplifies need. Workouts vet fits without cap hit. Forward momentum. SKOL fam. Rank these WRs 1 to 3. Your list in comments. Line duo potential. Barrow Hutchings bookends. O-line beef versus D-line bite. Teaser. Barrow pancakes. Hutchings penetrates. Balanced front 7 emerges. Vikings news sees trench wars tipping purple. Barrow's 331 versus Hutchings 305. Mass meets mobility, echoing our '08 Super Bowl surge. Injury history. Depth cures it. 4 to 8 exposed lines. These adds fortify for 26 run. What if they both stick? Epic. Warriors, dream trenches. Comment your vision. Big picture, Vikings faithful. Practice squad slots open, Ritter, Kiner out, prime for these gems. Teaser. January circlebacks for 90-man battles. Low deal upside explodes. Vikings news fuels off-season fire. Best case. 2 sign, battle OTAs. Echoes Addison's rise from UDFA. 4 to 8 tank aids draft, but talent hunts now. Host Commanders Week 14. Win for pride, lose for picks. Moral victory in building. SKOL squad, tank or tank. Not? Comments ignite. Wrapping this Vikings news whirlwind, Purple Heart squad. These workouts? Hope in the horizon. Talent unearthed for our comeback. We've dissected the speed, size, grit, now it's action time. From Davis's burners to Myers' cup clutch, Barrow's blocks to Hutchings' heat. It's all fuel for 2026 glory. You're the heartbeat. Your takes make us unbreakable. SKOL, let's crush that like. Comment your fave workout warrior. Subscribe for daily doses. Share with your tailgate crew. Together we rise. What's next? You tell me below. Purple reign forever.